Greco. Dante is a really smart guy.
Ladies love Dante.
Look at that head of hair. Look at that face. What's your name? Casey.
Dante Greco.
Dante was me, yours truly.
I'm gonna come.
Welcome to the Dante Greco Show. We're here. Happy Memorial Day. Oh, I turn that off. Jesus Christ. Happy Memorial Day. It's Dante Greco.
And Evie Matavelli.
My fiance, my co-host. We're here to entertain you and hopefully talk about some news, make some difference, change the world for the better, be the change that we want to see, blah, 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 blah. Right, babe?
Exactly.
There's a lot going on. Let's get excited.
Yes, there's so many news today.
So much news.
Closures and things happening and royal family gossip and our favorite show ended. We feel like our life is not worth living.
Right. Yeah, no, it's Succession came to an end last night. We want to talk about that. We want to talk about the rumors that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are heading for a divorce. Now, of course, these are just rumors. You know, the British tabloids, all tabloids.
Streaming on my channel?
I don't know. Shoot, are we? Let me see if I can add that. No, not Jesse. All the tabloids are.
Let's start a little better intro again.
Well, okay. We already started the show, though.
Yeah, we started the show. We talk about the tabloids. We're talking about shows ending. Let's go ahead.
All right. Tabloids, Taliban. We're talking about all of it. Yeah. I mean, tabloids need stories about Harry and Meghan. They need stories about celebrities to talk about, especially the British media. They love to discuss the royals. It's their whole thing. It's their raison d'etre. So I don't know if my pronunciation was good. A socialite is claiming that Prince Harry contacted divorce lawyers months ago.
Ooh, so that was prior to their deadly chase.
Lady Colin Campbell was commenting on reports that Harry has been spending time alone in two hotels, one near his home in Montecito and another in Los Angeles. The Scottish Daily Express reports. She says there have been problems in the marriage, supposedly for some time. I mean, I have heard from 5 totally reliable sources that Harry called in the lawyers some months ago. So,
I mean, maybe he's sometimes, people might be doing, what do they do when they're writing their will, especially when you have children. I think one of the things that you need to do is update your life insurance, especially someone with such a big value as Prince Harry. And also they stated that they're not taking the royal titles away from the children. So I wonder if this is just like, let's update our legal documentation, include the kids after the coronation.
Maybe, but
or if it's trouble in Montecito.
Yeah. I mean, but these sound like divorce lawyers. Now, I thought when you first mentioned this to me a couple days ago that Harry and Meghan were headed for a divorce.
Yeah.
I thought that I had been proven right because my theory, not even my theory, but when the fake paparazzi car chase happened, I was sitting here saying, I can't believe Harry would go along with this because of how, impactful the death of Princess Diana while being pursued by hordes of wild, animalistic paparazzi through the tunnels of Paris. That was such like his origin story. I said, how can Harry go along with this fake thing?
Right.
Now I'm thinking, because these reports, whether I don't know if we can trust Lady Colin Campbell that it was months ago, but
I don't even know who she is. Like, isn't she like a alias for what's her name? Catherine, the princess.
Kate Middleton. That's her fake name. It's like when Trump used to be his own PR guy, John Miller.
Yeah, I wonder if this is some kind of thing like they get a divorce.
Yeah, that's
wink,
true.
Wink.
That's true. But like the reports bubbled up this past weekend. So I thought, well, now it makes sense. This was a bridge too far. Meghan, they're pursued by a couple paparazzi. Meghan puts out a press statement to her people. Oh my God, we were chased through the streets by blacked out cars, a fleet of them. She's trying to have her Diana moment without the dying. And Harry put his foot down, said, you know what? You have, that's too far.
Yeah.
That was like, that's real to me. And you are just using it to get attention.
Yeah, it feels like it's kind of like the South Park episode came to life, where they're like, it's so ridiculous, right? Just to refresh people's memory, like they don't want attention, but they do everything to get attention. And it's so weird because her story is so like people used to feel captivated about Meghan. People used to love to talk about their love story. People are wishing them well, and now like it's so completely the polar opposite, how much they are kind of hated. And I wonder like what they could have done to avoid this catastrophic PR failure.
I mean, the answer to me was always simple. Stop walking around expecting that we all think that you are important. Stop with the sense of entitlement that you're going to be praised everywhere. Stop with the belief that you're so important that you need presidential level security everywhere you go. Like, you know, be a little bit more down to earth. Like their angle would have made them an interesting royal couple was to be the down to earth royals. Hey, we're not really down with all the monarchy.
Cool. We're gonna hang out in the boardwalk in Venice.
We
left our hairs.
We left the monarchy. That's not how not down with it we are. We just want to be normal people and go to Santa Barbara. No, they're trying to do. They still tried to hold on, or maybe it was Meghan. I bet that what's his name, Harry, really probably was like, yeah, I love this. Let's get out of here. And then she's like, no. I just don't want to be controlled by them. I want to do the controlling.
I feel like it's interesting because they want to keep the status of royals and use that for publicity, for documentaries, for selling products, receiving awards, and have all the benefits, kind of like the positive benefits of being royals, but dealing with the public, which comes along with that. They are not, she's not really ready to deal with that. And there was even like celebrities like Charlie Sheen making fun of them. You know, if Charlie Sheen is making fun of you, that means that something is wrong, because that man has the audacity to say something bad about you. But him with all his history and all all that he's done, he's making fun of Meghan, Markle, and Harry. So you can look it on TikTok. It was a TMZ interview on the airport, and it was really interesting. Basically, Charlie Sheen is saying that he's been to New York a million times, and he said the paparazzi are pointing cameras on them, not weapons,
not guns, right?
Not guns, and that's a little bit of overreaction. Other media people from New York is also saying that, you know, that's kind of absurd to think that they were like deadly chased in New York, because you're stuck in traffic there. You can't really be deadly chased. So it's just so bad, and I don't know if he's happy. Like he's losing his family.
Well, no, I think that, you know, he wanted to get out of a situation where his life was in the control of Queen Elizabeth and now King Charles, but he thought he was making a break for it, but he put himself into another almost worse situation where she's now in control. Because
I know why. I have a theory. I think it's because she's an actress, and actresses, as someone that aspired to be in the past an actress, is like the goal is to, you know, achieve max success and become, you know, a kind of A-lister. But because she's not going to be an A-lister, she was not even a B-lister. I don't know what kind of list she was in, but not in the top rate names. I would
say she was probably like C, B minus, C lister.
I don't know exactly. Dante, what is the categories ABC? So
A lister is like, you know, the top stars of
Tom Cruise, Brad, Angie,
like legends. B list is probably, I would say B list might be like
Succession,
some of the Succession cast, but like the main person might be
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and then C list is like, you know, people on TBS, like Meghan Markle, stuff like that.
Or Sci-Fi Channel, like the what's the name
of
the Supernatural?
A TNT original show.
No, Supernatural is a pretty well-known show. They have a fan base, or The Walking Dead. I don't think they're B-listers. I think they're probably C-listers, but they're well-known. But they're not like royalty within the acting community. So okay, so let's analyze Meghan Markle a little bit here. Like, I'm an analyst. Let's analyze. she probably wanted to be an successful actress. She never really got to conquer that, and she was stuck. Let's say stuck with quotes in air, in the castle and the royal drama and all that. People hating her, whatever. She's like, I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna build a case like that. I'm the victim, and I'm going to like build like my rap by being a victim. So I want to do that. But like the part that she doesn't understand is that you can only use that like once or twice.
Right.
You cannot like do that every single time over and over and over and over, because then people are gonna be like, you're crazy.
The
You're
girl who
nuts.
cried wolf. You
The
can't
girl
do it
that
over
cried
and over
wolf.
again.
And the thing is, now she wants to achieve success, but she's like, you know what? I'm hanging out with this prince. The paparazzi are crazy. We need the cash from the royals to keep the security going. Let's make up a lie that brings trauma from everyone surrounded. Build a narrative so we can get this damn money for security. I think that's the goal. So she can continue pursue her career and maybe one day become a A-lister. That's probably her dream.
So I think that it's, you hate to see the family break up because they have kids, but I think it's a good thing for Harry. She, and probably for her too. I don't think they would be happy together, staying together at this point, because he clearly, I don't know if it clearly, but like he may be having some buyer's remorse when it comes to the whole leaving the monarchy thing. It's been a few years.
He misses probably his brother. I think they were like, even though they have their moments of, brothers always have competition, in a normal setting. Brothers can be competitive about football, about basketball, about girls that they date, like who's with the hotter girl, whatever it is, in a normal setting. And now in a royal thing, it's like one is like born before the other, and he has a status that he is going to be the king, and he has some privilege that even Harry being super privileged among, like, compared to anyone in the world, for the little circle of the royal family, it's kind of like second place, where he's like, oh damn, like I was born second, so now I'm a despair. And I think that kind of competition thing kind of became even worse because Harry married a victim actress,
Right.
And I don't know. I feel bad. I feel like probably he was not expecting. I think he probably thought it was like, oh, we're gonna live we're gonna sing Kumbaya, we're gonna live in Hawaii, or we're gonna live in California and enjoy our lives. He didn't know the magnitude of the power that Meghan would like to build, that little empire there for her. But she wants to pick and choose.
Yeah. He bought into the idea that she was there for him. Everyone else could see she's there to get into the royal stratosphere, to leapfrog from the C list to above the A list, to the upper echelon. She was there for that. And, if that means using Prince Harry, that means using him. For a while, he probably enjoyed being used because it helped him achieve one of his goals, which was to get a little bit of independence from his family, to show them, hey, I'm not just a spare, I can do things too. But now he's probably like, okay, the offers aren't rolling in. We read a report last week about how they've got an idea for a fiction or like a dramatized movie for Netflix. You'll never guess about what.
The
royal
family. Oh my God.
Yeah, they don't have
How
many.
dare them.
They don't have many ideas. So he's probably feeling a little bit left out in the cold right now. Now let's see what these people are saying about the divorce stuff. So royal author Angela Levin says that the distance between Harry and Meghan Markle is growing longer and wider.
What do you think there is? I think is that, like, let's analyze. What do you guys in the chat think there? I think it might be a little bit of resentment. He feels resentment towards her because he's distancing himself from his big brother. And I think in his country, right? UK people, they're so patriotic. He's the prince, like his grandma just died. He probably feel like some kind of obligation towards the royal family. Maybe something inside him, because grandma, the Queen Elizabeth, passed away. Something inside his heart kind of clicking, and he's like, you know what? I don't know if I like the situation no more. And I don't know if Meghan has some resentment towards him because she's like, oh, damn, I thought I was just going to marry a prince and everything is going to be okay. I didn't know all of those things are going to happen. So what do you think? I think it's resentment. What do you think is kind of drove them apart? The drama, the victimhood?
Too much drama. I really do believe that I am correct here. I think that the fake paparazzi chase was too much for him. All the other stuff he's been kind of rationalizing and putting up with. I think the moment that she tried to make him go along with a fake paparazzi chase, that was like too much. Like, wow, do you care about me at all? Do you care about what I've told you probably privately about how much that affected me?
Mhm.
And like my entire thing is I hate the paparazzi and I hate, the attention, all that stuff. And so like, then she's just like, yeah, uh-huh. Can you believe those paparazzi almost killed us? Well, we got to call Ari Emanuel. We got to get this story out there. It's going to be huge. And he probably like went along with it. Like, oh, all right, fine. Yeah, here's a little Harry there. And then he woke up the next day and he thought, we're the laughing stock now. I mean, he can read the news, he thinks everyone's talking about him, is their friends are coming out of the woodwork to say like, oh yeah, everyone, real life threatening situation, anonymously talking to the media about Harry and Meghan, their friends are. And he's saying,
Tyler Perry,
you know what?
friends. You think it's Oprah and Tyler Perry being like, you know what?
I bet
we're not with them anymore. You think it's like something like that?
So I think that just kind of pushed him over the edge. And now he's like legitimately thinking she is a little bit of a sociopath.
The chat said that they are codependent. And that's kind of what the Markle said, actually. I was watching a 60-minute interview with all the three ugly Markles. They're all like, oh my God. But it's like, I mean, I don't want to be mean. I was mean for saying that. I didn't want it to be mean. But like, honestly, like they're not the best looking people ever. But anyways, they're all sitting in the couch. Like she has an older brother, a sister in a wheelchair, and her dad that looks like Shrek. And they're all sitting there complaining, showing pictures when she went to her prom and when she used to love them. And one of the things that they said in the end is that this is a toxic couple. And they said, not me, that they have a codependent relationship where they suck it in the victimhood of each other, and they build themselves up to kind of hate others because they kind of do that. That was what the Markle said. And now I'm kind of dying to know what the royal family think of her, but I don't think that will ever be published. They'll never go talk to 60 Minute Australia about it.
Definitely. I mean, they've got to be. William has got to be sitting there, and I'm sure Kate. They sit there and they go, "Oh, poor Harry. Oh, he's really mucked it up for himself."
Well, her family's kind of embarrassing. Like her dad and all those things. Like, I'm gonna die. Like, talk to me.
You know what annoys me?
I want to know my children. I mean, what are you gonna do for them? Like, you sold your pictures to the paparazzi. That they hate the paparazzi, obviously, and then you're always putting those that's kind of embarrassing videos of her in the past, that before she did her like hair treatments or whatever and plastic surgery. So it's embarrassing. It's like when my parents show pictures to people when I used to wear braces. I'm like, don't show those pictures to people, please. Can we please stop with embarrassing videos?
What bothers me is that in England, the Markles are the representation of Americans.
Oh, God.
It's like, we're not sending our best. We got the Markles, who, no offense to them, but they're a total mess as a family. I mean, yeah, they do, like you said, they look a tad bit disheveled.
They look like they shop at a Walmart.
Except for the mom. Mother Markle is
pretty. She's pretty.
Yeah, she's got it together.
Yoga, she's great. No, but I'm talking about like her dad, the white side of the family. They look like the Walmart weird people that you see, like when you go to Walmart, you see those videos about Walmart.
Yeah, it's like,
they're
guys,
embarrassing. They make people in America don't look good.
Can you not make your thing attacking, like, get a career out of something else, but like try to be something classy.
It's an inception. It's victims of the victims. So it's like Meghan and Harry are victims, but then they're the victims within the victims of the victims.
Yeah, like if you're going to trade on the royal, and I understand the media is probably like, don't you hate it that Meghan doesn't talk to you? And they're like, well, yeah, I do hate it. And that becomes the story.
Grandchildren that you never met? Did you miss being in a royal wedding? Did you miss, like, I'm like, even if they were like getting married in the valley and they were my family, I would be like, I missed the party. I wish I could know my grandkids or whatever. Like, any human being will have a negative reaction. The fact that they just can't stop. Even her sister, this is the beginning of the year, she kind of put a lawsuit against her for defamation. She lost it embarrassingly. And it's just like, can you imagine that those people are the people that raise her? So let's think about something. The bad apple doesn't fall far away from the bad tree. So let's think about it. If she is raised by those crazy people, doesn't that make her a little crazy?
Yeah, that's true. It's in her bloodline. Well, listen to this. Be prepared, because just about anything coming out of Camp Montecito is a lie. So there are some people who speculate that this whole divorce thing is yet another way for all of us to pay attention to them.
Oh,
That they could be keeping things going, which,
kind of like Kris Jenner does with the Kardashians. Like she puts like gossip saying someone cheated in what? No, just kidding. Oh, it's actually true. Tristan got another person pregnant. No, not this one, but that one. It's always like trying to build relevance by negative press and keep themselves relevant in the media's atmosphere. So someone said, who said that?
Well, this is someone named Daisy Cousins.
Who is Daisy Cousins?
There's all these like royal experts over there that I've never heard of.
It's kind of like those people that like they are royals now. Okay.
Yeah. So she says that the couple needs public attention to continue making the Netflix series and for Harry to continue writing his books. It wouldn't surprise me if these were actually very calculated leaks from the Sussex camp, suggesting that there's a split on the cards when either way, we're all going to look and ask what's happening here. So we could all be getting played by Meghan and Harry.
Wow.
And if that's were,
maybe Kris Jenner is the manager now. Maybe that's the new name.
I said they should get with Kris Jenner if they want to keep their career going, because she would know how to work this thing.
She's good at it, and people. She makes situations where people generally feel unlikable again. She's good at flipping the coin. Maybe it didn't work for Kanye because Kanye can't shut up about Hitler and Nazis.
Yeah, right.
But for everyone else in the family, it's a good formula.
They should make the jump to Hulu. You know what I mean?
Go to Hulu, knock on the door at Disney. She's like, I always want to be at Disney. Actually, there's a thing that she talks in her documentary. I always saw Disney princesses living in a castle. I never thought I was gonna live in a small chateau in the Royals land.
Complaining about the little guest
Complaining
house,
about the little chateau. I want to live in a chateau. If the chateau is available, we'll move there. The rent is really expensive in LA, and I don't like all those homeless poor people coming closer and closer. Take us to the chateau right now. Whoa.
Absolutely. Speaking of people look bad, my hair is just not having a good day. All right. I want to watch a little bit of a video that you sent me. This is from Royal News Network. I think we've quoted her before. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle living separate lives after reports of hotel stays and late night games.
Is Prince Harry spending a lot of time at a hotel in Montecito? What does this tell us perhaps about the state of Harry and Meghan's relationship? Hello, everyone. Welcome to Royal News Network. My name is Brittany. And today we are talking about this article from The Telegraph, which is published on the 5-year anniversary of their marriage. And as it turns out, things don't seem to be going swimmingly behind the scenes. There's a lot of talk that Harry apparently spends a lot of time at a hotel, so much so that the hotel proprietor knows who he is, knows what room he likes. And then we also heard that he stays up well into the night playing video games. And as a father too, I don't think that's the best use of his time. And then it just seems like Harry and Meghan are definitely on a different trajectory and very much in a sense on the timeline that I always gave them. I said that their marriage will last about 5 years. And the reason I said that is they have nothing in common. And at some point as a couple, you have to have something in common. The problem is Harry changed everything about him.
Well, they have their kids in common.
Right. That's the thing.
That's a thing they have in common, and the need for constant attention. I have to disagree with that. When you have kids, things you have a lot in common because then you have to go to soccer practice, you gotta go to dance class, you're gonna think about teaching the kids to read, to talk, whatever. So they have a lot in common, but do they have a good background in common? Like
they don't. But that is the one thing where I hear the reports Harry may have, gotten some divorce lawyers and spoken to them. Then I think, would he divorce Meghan considering that his parents separated and it seemed to have affected him again? At the 11th hour, would he pull back and say, you know what, I can't do it. We're going to stay together for a little, what are their names? Georgie
I don't know. Like
and
Elizabeth,
Charlie?
Diana, I don't know.
Lilibeth
and
Martin.
No, what's his name?
Elizabeth
and I forgot his name. People talk about him. I forgot. Anyways, sorry we don't know the royal baby names, okay? But let me say something. I think I agree with you. I think you have something here.
Absolutely.
Look, I think that he might be because he's a child of the divorce and he was highly affected by his dad infidelity up to the point that he hates Camilla. But they all kind of hate that woman. Like people in UK, you guys might be bowing and pretending it's all okay. We all know you guys hate Camilla. Even I, that had nothing to do with the monarchy, I don't like Camilla. She's the mistress. She's the one. She's the homewrecker. She's the problem. The what created like a lot of mental distress in Princess Diana, and that woman is a saint. So I wonder if Prince Harry is going to be like, I'm going to stick around. I'm going to stay married to Meghan because of the kids, and I don't want them to have the same traumas that I had. Right. I wonder, like, there's a lot of people in the media from the UK or Australia media that believe that she's not into him anymore. Yeah. The other way around, they think that he's no longer has something that of her interest. And some people from Australia, I think it was I forgot. See Australia. I'll send you some videos about it. It's an Australian network that talks about the royals, and they were talking about how she feels probably not as attractive to him as before. And there was a body language expert. I can't believe Australia, with all your kangaroos, spiders, and weird animals, you guys are analyzing the body language of Meghan Markle. But okay, you guys did. And it looks like she was not too much into him. He doesn't make much eye contact. Only for pictures. She always looks at him like.
Listen, they've left, and I don't know that it's been as exciting of a life. He can't seem to. He just lost the lawsuit about getting more.
Archie and Lilibeth.
Right.
Cheers to that. And this is non-alcoholic, by the way. Just don't judge me.
Right. He lost the lawsuit about getting more protection when they're in the UK. The career is kind of, I don't know. They're still going to these meaningless events and collecting meaningless awards. But she wants to be doing something. Yeah. So I think you could be right. I mean, look, it's been 5 years almost. They've been through a lot. They've kind of met each other in what became a transitional period in each other's lives. She moved there, so they moved back, they get out of there, they make a run for it, then COVID happens and you're together. And now it's like things are kind of settling down. They're settling into the kind of monotony of family suburban life, just living in Montecito.
It's monotony. They're making the news. They're complaining.
Well, no, they're trying to make the news, but she isn't getting what she wants, which is to be like an ultimate humanitarian and be regarded as such.
I think the opposite. I think she lied to Prince Harry to make him believe that she's a humanitarian to win his heart. So then he saw a Princess Diana of some kind in her because she was part of like the women.
No. She was always doing it. Like, remember how she'll never stop bringing up how like when she was 12 years old, she wrote a letter to
with the women don't dishwash, everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we got that.
That's her thing. She wants to be regarded as an important humanitarian.
I understand that, but I do think that she lied to him to make him believe like, oh, hey, I'm a humanitarian. I will be great for the royal responsibilities. And then once she got there, she's like, oopsie, I don't want to be responsible for humanitarian, because royals basically, they have to do what? It's very similar to A-listers in Hollywood. They have to go to events. They have to attend to like royal events, politician events. and they do their humanitarian services. Otherwise, people in England are
Again.
going to be mad that they pay taxes
Yeah.
for them to live a luxurious Marie Antoinette kind of a life.
It's best of both worlds. She wants to be able to do that stuff when she wants, but she also wants to be able to work for Netflix or, you know, get voiceover gigs, or maybe she wants to act again. I don't know. Maybe she should go back to acting. She'd probably have a better chance at getting an Oscar than she would at, getting a Nobel Peace
you
Prize.
Think she's that fake?
Yeah. Now listen to this. Brainwashed Prince Harry has finally woken up to the truth, says Diana's former butler.
Who is a Diana former butler?
Paul Burrell. I've heard the name before, so he's a guy who
never heard
talks
of this
about
person.
the royals in media.
Okay.
He thinks that he's finally woken up to the truth. He claimed that the Duke and Duchess
What
of Sussex
commercial is this?
It's a plastic surgeon commercial. Yeah.
Oh my
He claimed
God.
the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's marriage was only being held together by Harry's desire to see his children grow up. See, that's what I thought.
I mean, you think what she's gonna do?
And he
block him?
agreed that Harry's own childhood in a broken marriage would make him more determined to keep the family together for as long as he can. See, I'm keyed into these royals more than most people are. I know their human nature. This is without even reading the article ahead of time.
No. Let me say something. I think that maybe she told him, like, look, listen to me, buddy. I cut my parents out of my life, my dad and my sister and my brother, and I cut your family out of my life. And if you leave our Montecito mansion, you're never gonna see your kids again, because you know what kind of person that I am. And then he's probably like froze. He's like, I'm gonna go to the hotel to cool it down and maybe write a book. Maybe he's saying to her, like, I'm gonna write another book, darling. And then she's like, you better do. And he just like sits in the hotel, looking his phone, all the horrible news that they see about each other. And he's like, oh my God, they hate my wife. They really, really do. And it's nothing to do because of the British excuse why they hate her.
Listen, don't discount the idea that maybe, I know he was only in the UK for 28 hours or something crazy for Charles's coronation, but like maybe someone pulled him aside, sat him down and said, Harry, here's what you need to know. This is the thing about Meghan. This is what people think about you. You know, your Q rating has dropped, you know, whatever it is, whatever they had to throw at him to be like, you got to get out of this. You got to get out of that. It's like De Niro and Goodfellas. You got to go home. You got to go home. You can't do this anymore. Maybe they finally got to him because they got him alone for a minute. I also wouldn't put it past her, because Paul Burrell goes on to say something about what you mentioned, that he would want to watch his children grow. He's staying because he wants the children. And if he left this relationship now, he'd lose his children because she'd keep them in America and he wouldn't see them. I wouldn't put it past Meghan to go to court and be like, this man uses mushrooms, he's used cocaine, he killed 35 people in Afghanistan. Yeah, he did. Like, she would probably pull out
she's gonna say that he's racist and he called her things, even though she's the whitest person in there. Okay, whatever. By the way, I don't you guys think it's a little, I mean, let's just be between me and the audience here. Don't you guys think it's a little weird that everywhere she goes with Harry, she brings her mom with her? Like, I mean, I love my mom, but like, I would not bring my mom to every like event that I get invited to. Even if I win an award, you see like Brad Pitt going to an award, he doesn't bring his mom there or his brother, or, you know what I mean? He goes there with Angelina, or he goes alone, or whatever. DiCaprio, you know, he brought his mom a couple times because she's part of his childhood career. But like, no one brings their mom everywhere they go. Like, is she bringing her mom because she purposely wants her to kind of block any kind of like reconciliation? That she wants to use her mom as a shield towards like with something that he says, and she's like, no. Let's breathe in and breathe out, Harry. Let's breathe in and out and think about it. What you're really saying here. Do you really mean that, Harry?
Could be, yeah.
Because her mom is a yoga.
She's there because
like
he's
yoga people
always
are
there.
annoying. They want you to breathe in and breathe out when you have a problem. They want you to breathe in and breathe out until you forget your problem. I'm not gonna breathe in and breathe out anything. I'm gonna tell all my problems anytime, all the time.
I think that is actually, a good way, right? A good way to keep him under control, because he is never with anybody. He doesn't have any of his family. They don't want to be around him because like they're not allowed to. And then I don't know if he has many friends. She probably forbids him to hang out with his friends. And so he's there alone.
He's in a
They're
conservatorship.
ganging up on him. Yeah, they're trying to push him into a Britney Spears situation. They're ganging up on him.
Free
And
Harry now.
They're like, Harry, you know, you are wrong here. Like every time he's like, I don't know if we should do that. No, Harry, we have to do it. You know, it's very important for us. Very important for Meghan, blah, blah, blah. The two of them against one. He doesn't know what to do. He's alone here in America. You know, Tyler Perry's a friend, but he's not like a buddy where he's going to call him up.
No,
and blah, blah, blah.
But do you think that bringing the mom have you seen like those medieval movies? Like, pay attention here. Have you seen those medieval movies where there's like some kind of like when there's a witch that people bring it in to kind of like control the mind of the royal or the main person? There is always like some kind of witchy person that's like, when there's a problem, that they put the witch in front of the person and be like, your problems are gonna disappear now. Let's do the down dog now. Namaste.
Right.
Like, imagine if she does that to her mom.
You're saying it's a white Get Out situation.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
She
I don't
comes
know.
in
I don't
with
have a comment about
cup
that.
of tea and starts pulling it up. Some of the commenters saying very weird, I think, to show she has an ethnic background. Yeah, I mean, you know, look,
Remind us
she's
not a white
she's
woman.
a shrewd operator. She's a political operator. You know, you can't put it past her. You show up to an event like Women of Vision Awards or whatever it was, where the paparazzi chased them. You know, it could be that calculated. Can't totally rule that out. More about lawyers and specializing in divorce. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, this could just be a story. I think what Paul Burrell has to say is valid, that there's the risk of losing the children. I don't think Harry ultimately, I think, is
He's
like
a family guy.
decent guy. He's a family guy. He really is sincere about wanting a family. He's not like Charles, where he was like, oh, you know, we gotta have these kids for the succession, and we gotta have a spare so we can take his body parts if we need them. But
no, I mean, the spare is like if William dies, he takes the powers.
Yeah,
which we hope it never happens.
He wakes up and his kidney is gone, and William lives. I just think
she's a social climber and he's a real good guy, and I think that's the thing.
I mean, he's not a great guy, and he had his own problems, but I think he's like a decent guy, like a good-hearted man deep down. And yeah, he is a family man. He wants to create that family that he never had. It's just he probably picked the wrong person
a narcissist person that uses humanitarian services to elevate herself, to make her feel the superior person to other people. A narcissist person that cuts her family. Because, like, I never heard a good person that cuts their family. Like, at least if your dad is a serial killer or some weirdo, there's no reason to cut your dad. I know he's a little embarrassing, but like, you didn't have to cut him off. Like, you could have keep him around and quiet and pay him off to shut up. But now he didn't wet his hands or give him enough love or send him enough Christmas cards. Now he's embarrassing America in the world, in the media.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it would be better for them to divorce. They'd probably both be a lot happier if they could work out some custody arrangement. She really should be with like a billionaire. You know what I mean?
Elon?
No, not Elon.
Let's test some microchips in her head. Maybe she'll be like a volunteer my Royal Kids.
With a Neuralink.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to think of a billionaire who's like a liberal billionaire, like
liberal billionaire.
I mean, Bill Gates is out of the question.
He's old. I mean, she probably wants some hot guy. I don't know. Like, I have no idea.
Maybe one of the Murdoch kids, you know, like Rupert Murdoch's kids who lean left a little bit more. She'd be good with one of them. Take over the Fox empire one day. Real life succession.
I don't know. Like, you know, I just think that maybe this is toxic. Their relationship is toxic. No one is winning out of this. The royals are, you know, I think that the thing is, like, people had hope when she entered the royal family. They thought that she's going to bring humanity and normalcy to his life. But how did the opposite happen? How did she's bringing more conflict?
Because she is a control freak who wanted all the power, and she just didn't want them to be in charge. So,
no, but how do you think like he also like
because she didn't show that part of herself until it was too late, until she had clawed him away from Buckingham Palace, isolated him here in America, kept him away from his people, and now Dante doing Alec Baldwin impression. She isolated him away from his family. King Charles. Alec Baldwin has
I'm
that laugh.
Hilaria. How do you say
Hilaria,
cucumber?
Hilaria, please.
Cucumber.
Hilaria.
Cucumber.
She's Spanish. My wife is Spanish. She's from Spain.
I'm born
Boston.
and raised.
Boston? You're from Boston.
My
God damn
name.
it.
What is her real name? Hillary.
Somebody give me a prop.
Hillary.
I need a prop pistol.
I'm
need a prop
Hillary. I'm Hillary, and I'm from
Hillary-
Boston.
Hillary Burton Thomas, but I married Ilaria, yoga instructor Ilaria.
Yoga instructor.
She's Castilian.
I spent all my life in Spain, and I listen to David Guetta, and I have a very good time. And
She's so
I love my children. I have 12 Baldwin children, and
The funniest thing is like
it.
she just kept doing it. Like, unfortunately, it was the tragedy of the Rush shooting was horrible for the family of Helena Hutchins and for everyone involved. But
Cheers to that.
it gave Ilaria a chance to just go right back to doing that impression of a Spanish person, because no one was. It was like too weird to call her out on that at the time.
Inappropriate, almost.
She could be like, "Oh, the pressure got to me," and my accent comes out with the pressure. So she's now just back to doing it, back to normal. And no one's going to say anything because it's forgotten. But
whatever. She had a million kids. She looks great, and she's keeping him to eating kale.
Yeah,
he's gonna have a great life and raise all those kids. He has to do a lot of movies to pay for college for all those kids and keep their mansion in the Hamptons. But coming back to Harry and Potter, Harry and Meghan,
just to tie things up on the Harry and Meghan.
Tie them together, baby. What is my relationship advice for them? Let's do that. Let's play a game. Relationship advice.
Okay.
Meghan, my relationship advice for you and Harry is get out of the spotlight for a little bit. Disappear for a little bit. Like give it 3 months. Disappear. And then come back with a very good project, like either a documentary or some kind of acting. Come back. And maybe like do some kind of like cool thing, like a beauty product, because your hair is amazing. Maybe create a hairline product thing and say that the proceeds of the hair product that makes people have your beautiful hair, because you have a beautiful hair, goes to save children in Africa. Do that. Do more humanitarian work. Make yourself likable again. And work your problems with Harry. Don't call Oprah when you have problems. She's no therapist. She has her own problems of her own. When you have problems, I don't know, try to solve them, talk to him, and stop being controlling. Let him go to England more often and go make an effort with the roast. Stop pretending you have to take care of the kids for everything that you do.
Yeah, this couple can't get a babysitter. They're the only couple in the world with all the money and just can't find a babysitter.
Get a babysitter. Go to England. Go kiss the ass of the king and be good to the royals. Like, stop with this, like, I want to win. There's no winning. You're losing by trying to win. Just try to bow to the king. Go there, take some pictures, have like a breakfast, eat some macaroons, drink some tea, darling. And now for Harry, my advice for him is just like, you know what? Stop with the victimhood mentality. Your book is about being a victim since you're a kid, whatever. Horrible things happen to you. You have a tragedy of a life, but it's time to move forward and move towards a better direction and take your royal responsibilities back, partially, or whatever you can do so people in England like you more. And don't let your wife go talk to the press for no reason, because we know she's a little cuckoo. You saw her dad. That's my advice. What is your advice?
Listen, I think that they need to embrace the public and embrace the attention, but on their terms. When the writer's strike is over, there were rumors that Harry was going to host SNL. I think he should host SNL. Show that you got a sense of humor. I think they should go on the Joe Rogan Experience.
Go to Joe Rogan.
Did you
smoke a cigar?
You said those were non-alcoholic, right?
Non-alcoholic.
No. They should.
What?
I'm just kidding.
I'm campaigning to your idea. I like it. Go to Joe
Okay.
Rogan experience. Joe Rogan, invite Prince Harry there.
like go out there, like talk to people, start doing like TikTok, like things that are going to get people to see your
Get
personality.
a crossbow and kill a deer.
I will say this, when we watched their documentary, I liked them a lot more after the documentary
They're
than I
cute.
did before.
Yeah,
And
they
I
were cute.
even sympathized with them in some instances. And
Yeah.
I felt that for Meghan with certain things.
I mean, too.
So you got to get out there. Don't just show up at galas. Don't just show
We
up at fake
we
awards.
don't hate you, Meghan and Harry, but we're just trying to be your friends virtually. If you ever watch this, I know you guys probably could. Maybe you're in the bathroom and going, scrolling, you're clicking. We don't dislike you. We just don't like the narrative that you build around you.
You came to America. You left the royal family for a reason. Now you got to pay it off. You got to be. You said those were non-alcoholic, right?
Non-alcoholic.
Okay. You gotta be like the brand is, well, we want to root for you. We love a comeback story. The brand is, hey, we left because it was too oppressive. We didn't want to be there anymore. And now you got to be like, hey, we're the cool free royals. We're down to earth. We'll talk to you. We'll go out. We'll take pictures. We'll go do like the Late Show. We'll do all. And don't just do Stephen Colbert, because I know Prince Harry went on Stephen Colbert and they wouldn't even let the audience in, and it was totally effing lame.
He went to the, what is the name? The James Gordon, whatever.
Yeah, well, James Corden and these whole British. Thank God they took him back. Okay,
he quit.
Yeah, he quit, and praise God, because if he had done one more carpool karaoke, it would have destroyed.
That's the only thing I like. I watched the shorts on TikTok.
No, his entire life is carpool karaoke.
I never watched his show ever. I thought it was gross to when the celebrities eat like some gross food. The only thing I listen to is when he's doing the car thing, because I'm like, are they really driving in like La Cienega near the homeless? Or or they are just using CGI cars that people drive.
No, it was they really drove around.
Is it VR? No. Is it the AI?
So, anyways, that would be my advice.
Is it the metaverse?
That would be my advice to them, to let people into your world a little bit, be more down to earth, open up, have a sense of humor about this whole thing, chill out. Stop thinking everything has to be important. It's okay to just be entertaining. And then when you become entertaining, people will be more interested in what you're doing, and they'll be more likely to support you in your, foundations and your charity endeavors. Okay. Thank you.
All right. That's a great advice. If you guys have other advices about Prince Meghan and Prince Meghan and Princess Harry, let us in the comment
transition, trade genders, do the whole thing. That'll be
long, because this is,
you really can't
spoil alerts. Twitter, Instagram, even my Instagram is like full of like little memes from what happened.
Look, we only started watching it like 2 years ago. We missed the first few seasons.
No, I watched a few seasons before.
We didn't watch them live when it first started, though.
Yeah, we did.
Did you? No. This show started in like 2018. We didn't watch it back then.
I remember that we watched it starting the quarantine.
Yeah, exactly.
Together,
exactly.
2020.
But anyways, so it ended last night, and I thought it was a pretty good ending. I thought it was real. I thought it was how a corporate deal would actually go. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that it didn't end with like, one of the like a suicide, like something like that. I'm just it was much more tragic the way that it ended than a simple, either they get together and they beat the Swedish guy, which I would have liked because I hated what's his name, Skarsgård. He was a very good villain this season. I really didn't like his character.
Well, let me say something about the ending.
But it wouldn't have been true if it wouldn't have been like real to the show if they had like come together and been like, Roy forever,
No. Let me say something.
Fended him off.
Let me say something. So Brian Cox, the father, what's his name in the show?
Logan Roy.
Brian Cox is such a strong name that I see Brian Cox and Logan Roy. I almost think they're the same person. But thinking about Brian Cox, Dante, I'm trying to talk to you.
I'm listening. I'm just trying to find a good picture of Brian Cox. Anyways, go ahead.
Me. I think like he did not want his kids to take over, because in the end he kind of said that none of them are good enough, or they're a bunch of idiots, as they call them. So the ending kind of goes apart with what Logan was saying all along, is like, you guys incompetent. The older brother, Kendall was a druggy, crazy person. When he goes too hard, parties too hard, he kill a person. He almost being in deadly situations and scandals. And then there is Roman. We know Roman has a lot of problems within himself. He's a weirdo, and has these little issues himself. And then I thought Shiv actually had the potential to become the new CEO, the new face to it. But I was kind of thinking that she's pregnant. I know the actress was pregnant. That's why they wrote it that way. But like, if you think about being pregnant, you have to like take care of an empire, and your brothers are mad at you. It's a lot of stress to deal as a pregnant woman. So I guess she probably took us the seat to like, okay, my ex-husband or my husband or father of my child will be taking the power. I'll be putting my nose and minding his business. And it's going to be kind of like a Meghan Markle situation where she's going to be taking control by being the wife.
And then one of the previous episodes Matsson was concerned. Matsson is Skarsgård's character, was concerned that she was pregnant. And she was like, oh, I'll just, I'll never be in the baby's life. I'll just have the baby and be like taking calls during my labor, blah, blah, blah. She probably was sitting there thinking like, oh, even though I do want to be the CEO, I don't want to do to my child what my parents likely did to her.
Yeah, her
and
mom,
not be
she
around.
has a mommy issue. She has mommy issues and
So
daddy issues.
she
All of them,
saw-
and they
yeah.
resent the lady. It was so funny. I love the
Yeah.
scene with them in the kitchen, like blending all the garbage left over in the kitchen and giving to
Right.
Kendall to drink. It's kind of like a frat thing to do.
It was fun. It was a
It
cool
was-
family moment. Everyone loved to see
It
that.
reminds me of like college. When you go to college, all the people that have been to college or about to graduate, they welcome you and they make you drink some disgusting thing. And I used to do that when I was a kid. I would mix in ketchup, mustard, leftovers, all the disgraceful things in the fridge, and I would make my parents drink. And they were such a good sports. They would take sips and say, yum.
Jesus Christ.
And I would be looking at, take another sip. They're like, oh, I'm kind of full now. But I remember putting my parents to that kind of
How old were you when you were doing that?
I don't know, like 5 or 6.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I thought you were a little older, and they could just be like,
By the way,
explain to you.
their blender
logically.
was made of glass. That's so fancy. These days, the blender is all made of plastic. Vitamix, like $800, $600 made of like plastic. But anyways, let me just say something. I thought it was a great bonding moment. I had a little hope at that time. They kind of like, oh, they finally agree. But I was kind of thinking like, I don't know, Kendall. I don't know if he's the guy. He thinks he's the guy. He has a good CV for business, but is he the leader? He's a little sketchy. And remember, as soon as a dad died, they were treating the people that work there like shit, right? They're like, he was like, guys, make it happen. How about the clouds? Give my clouds, okay? Don't tell me no. Don't tell me no. Make it happen.
Yeah, no. The board, the older people who had been there for years could see, as Logan called them,
Spoiled assholes.
they were not serious people that like they just weren't ready to take this over.
No.
It would not have gone well if any of them, Roman, especially Kieran Culkin's character, he didn't want to do it. He's happier just being rich.
They're entitled cunts.
He's happier just
fuck off.
He's happier just being wealthy and just like having fun. He doesn't want to run a company. They all were going to make billions of dollars from the sale anyway. So it's like it all ends well for them regardless. But
I was hoping, I was like, oh, for Shiv. I think Roman never really wanted. I think he probably just wanted to, he felt he had to fight because his dad was putting in his mind. And then in the end, he kind of felt relieved. Like in the end, as a scene of him just drinking a martini alone in the bar, kind of like my life is starting now kind of vibe. Shiv, I think she looked very unhappy, by the way. She looks really hurt, and she's holding that greasy hands of Tom. I hate Tom, by the way. I had nothing against the actor. He's amazing. He's British. He's a perfect American accent. But the guy is like, he is a gold-digging husband. He's there for the power. He treated her badly and and hurt her feelings. And an opportunity that he had, I know she cheated on him. She was not great. She was not the best wife. But Tom, like I hated him in that scene of him firing people with cousin Greg. So annoying. And cousin Greg is like the fish that's around the shark, right? The little fish that cleans up the things and stick around. He's like, is there something good for me, right, man? Something good, right? I'll stick around. What's the plan now? What's the plan?
All right.
Like, I'm like, you are a little thirsty cousin.
Well, look, he was smart though, because he wound up winning in the end, regardless. At least because Tom
won.
kept him.
I can't believe Tom won. I'm a little pissed about it, but I was just like, you know what? He like Skarsgård, the Norwegian guy. He said he wanted someone to take the hit, absorb all the negativity, and just bring the positivity. Is what he does the tech part. He wants to focus on the tech part, which is the best what he can do, and someone to deal with the politics and whatever BS he has to deal on a daily basis. So he puts Tom there to be just a front, not necessarily the decision maker. And that's Tom. Tom is someone that will take the punches and be a cocksucker for money and power.
I would
and
love
prestige and Rolexes and fancy cars and helicopters.
I would love to see them figure out some way to continue this universe. We talked before about maybe doing a young Logan Roy thing about his rise to the top.
Or young Logan. How would they call? They call Logan Roy the beginner, the beginning.
You can't call it that. I mean, I thought there is a word which I didn't know until I looked it up for this idea: accession, which is like when you're going up. Instead of succession, which is like what follows, you're ascending. So accession, it's not great.
It's hard to say it. Accession.
I would like to see either
sounds like
that,
Accenture and it's a company.
Yeah, I would like to see either that or I don't know, maybe like a Roman Roy spinoff or something.
Nah, Roman Roy. I love
like
Kieran
Kendall.
Culkin. I love Kieran Culkin, but I think he deserves a show that has nothing to do with this. I think he has to do something else. I would love to see him play a spy, like an annoying James Bond kind that he's like so annoying and he bothers everyone. He doesn't care. He's perfect for those entitled guys role.
Yeah,
like, he's so funny.
The good thing is, out of all the people on the show, well, there's two people. Kieran Culkin. You're gonna see the Roman Roy character again because like it's kind of just Kieran Culkin. Like even one time when I got him at TMZ, when I got him outside Avra in Beverly Hills, he talks just like that in real life. When he was like telling me like, oh, well, get away from me and put on a mask, like it was like Roman Roy was chastising me. So it was great. So you're going to see some kind of Roman Roy-ish thing in whatever Kieran Culkin does next. Right? He's not going to be Daniel Day-Lewis.
People are saying, joking around that he played himself. And there was like, even like when he received the award, the People Choices Award or something, that he was just being Roman Roy. And it's interesting when he had an interview with Stephen Colbert, he said that he was going to read for Cousin Craig. But then he didn't want to follow the rules, very Roman of him, and he read for Roman Roy. And people saw it, and it was perfect, and that's how he got the role. But I could not imagine anyone else playing that role. Like no one else. Like I could literally not imagine it. He has kind of that vibe of like entitlement because as we know, he's Macaulay Culkin's younger brother. He grew up probably in a lot of wealth around like all the rock stars and things like that of like the 90s, right? So like I think he kind of shows that through his career.
Is definitely him. It's definitely him. So I like that. And then the other guy that I was thinking about was Brian Cox.
I love Brian Cox.
Now the Logan Roy character is basically in every commercial. Like he's doing direct TV commercials. He's doing voiceovers for Burger King.
Is it NBC? I saw him in an NBA commercial. What was it?
He's probably doing an NBA commercial. So you're hearing and seeing this Logan Roy character everywhere. So I think we'll see a little bit more of like the strands of DNA of Logan and Roman going forward.
What is the Logan like? Like talk about each character, which what they represent to you, real quick, just to have a little fun exercise. Logan Roy for me represents quality, hard work, in kind of like Machiavellian world in a way. Like you have to fight, you have to get it and build. Doesn't matter what at all. Doesn't matter what costs. I think that's very Logan Roy, very Machiavellian. I think that Kendall try to be Machiavellian, but he's weak in his own humanity. He's a druggie. He has issues. He has probably daddy issues that makes him want to use drugs. I mean, reminds me a little bit of a Prince Harry in the younger ages, actually, Logan Roy, because it's like he's never quite enough, and his brother and sister didn't think it was quite enough, so he's looking at the sunset thinking like, fuck, and then my kids don't think I'm enough, my ex-wife doesn't think I'm enough, I'm never enough. So it's probably very hard for him to be himself right now. Roman is kind of like Gatsby, like DiCaprio, like he's gonna be partying, having fun, and crazy life. But the Kieran Kunkel is not like that at all. He's a father of 2. He's a monogamous guy, probably a great party guy, but I don't know. And then Shiv, she just seems to be a very like I don't know, private mom. Even the character, even the wife, even her Instagram is like 3 photos. What do you think of each one of them? Just play the role. And then the older brother, I don't even know the politician.
Connor. Yeah.
Connor. Oh my God. By the way, he's aged pretty well and he's so funny. He's really funny. I just love his lines. He's so delusional, super entitled.
Yeah.
Anyways, tell me what you think of all of them just to close.
If I could be any character on the show.
No, not be like. Tell me what you think of each one.
First of all, though, I want to say if I could be any character on the show, it would be Connor. Because he doesn't really have to do anything. His dad just gives him money. He's got some money. He's probably got some interest in the business. He'll inherit a lot. And then he goes and puts together bullshit presidential campaigns and, lives on his ranch in New Mexico. And he's got his girlfriend and he's just funding his wife funding her ridiculous, plays and stuff like that. Like, to me, his life seems the most enjoyable out of all of them.
I want to be his wife to be with you. It would be fun to put in my stupid plays. But I think other character I could play, it could be Roman because I have a dark sense of humor.
Right.
And I think that I'm kind of
I'm not even talking about who could we play. I could probably play him too because I kind of look like that a little bit.
No, you don't.
Connor? No. A little bit.
Connor?
Yeah. If I had gray hair.
You're old, yeah.
But I'm just talking about which one of them I would want to be. Now that's Now there's Logan, Logan represents to me like the guy in control. There's something comforting about a Logan if he likes you, if you're on his side, because he's going to be in charge. He's never going to lose because he's just driven. He's going to protect you. He'll get you out of your mess.
He will not protect you.
No. He did though, but it's just the problem is when someone like that, the other side of it is always that they want you don't upset them. Like, you got to do what they want you to do. They're happy to protect you, to take care of you, whatever. But you have to live under their rule. And where he started to have clashes with his kids was because they all wanted to take over and they're getting antsy and they want to, and it's like, okay, now you guys are directly conflicting with my interests. Yeah. And so I need to punish you kids. Kendall is, he's the guy who thinks that he has some kind of destiny, that he should be there, that he's important enough, but
never live up to expectation because he's weak. Because he's weak. His dad is right. Remember, his dad told him, he said, "You're weak."
Kendall would be better off working in their film division. He shouldn't be doing the whole be in charge of the entire corporation. If he went to Hollywood and was a studio head for Waystar, he would be better off because then he could be around other people who were drugs and, having fun and young and all of his weird ideas, like the clouds and the living plus and all that stuff that happened this season. Hollywood, that type of BS would go well. But when you have to deal with your shareholders and the board and all that back in Manhattan, now it's not so fun.
Do you remember when he was in the beginning of the season when he was a little bit of a Buddhist kind of vibe? He was wearing the little necklace, he went to some kind of Tony Robbins retreat or something. And he found, he was coding things about Buddhism. So I wonder if he's just going to start a cult or join a cult, and after this, that's what I was thinking he would do after. He's probably going to be you know what, I'm going to move to the desert and find myself.
Yeah, no, I could see him getting scooped up by Scientology or something. There's that. And then Roman, again, another guy, this might sound repetitive, but he should go to Hollywood. Go be a producer.
He's
what you do is you raise money, you make films, you're on set, you go to location, you're behind the scenes. It's not as much stress. Again, it's having to deal with shareholders and dealing with the board. It would be fun. It's a lifestyle. He drinks. They go to nice bars.
No. I think Roman should start a event mega hotel,
Okay.
or a hotel,
Yeah.
or a dance club, a club in New York. He's a New Yorker. He's not gonna fit here. He's too pale. He doesn't fit the vibe. He doesn't want to work out. He wants to be in the Apple City. He's not gonna get out of there. I don't imagine him.
No, but listen, you don't have to get out of there. I mean, Harvey Weinstein lived in New York.
No,
you
but
know?
I think that Roman is more. He doesn't even want to deal with the Hollywood actors. He doesn't want to deal with assholes and weirdos. He is the asshole weirdo, and he doesn't want other people to be like that.
I think he could like it.
I
And
don't
then
think so.
Shiv has a lot of.
I don't know about
She
her.
could be a CEO. I don't know if she could be the CEO of
Get my
Waystar.
$26 million
Yeah, no.
right now.
She wouldn't be like that fake Miller Knoll CEO. No, she would be more. I see her like God, who's that woman that ran for president a few years ago? Or like the girl who took over Yahoo or something. I don't know, like some kind of like tech sector CEO
I
type.
don't think she's tech vibes.
I get tech vibes.
No, she doesn't.
Like
get
she
tech
knew how to
vibes.
deal with Mattson, who's a tech
She doesn't have
weirdo.
tech vibes. She doesn't have tech vibes. She is more of a politician, lobbyist. So
Oh,
she probably
yeah.
she probably will work like in the head of MSNBC
Right.
or some kind of like liberal media. I don't think she's a tech savvy. That's why she didn't get the job, and that's why the tech people didn't respect her. She's too much of like, she has a lot of politician experience and worked of like causes. So I think she'll be probably the head of a liberal network.
You know what? You're right. I totally forgot about her whole political storyline. I could see her being like, what is Jen Psaki used to do, or Karine Jean-Pierre for the Biden administration, the press liaison person that like comes out and gives press briefings at the White House, and then eventually, you make the leap to MSNBC or whatever, CNN, whatever.
She'll be important like that. She'll be serious, and she has causes that she believes, and she's very liberal. So I think that could be something she's doing. So let's just recap. So Kendall will join
he runs the Hollywood studio. He runs the studio.
He's gonna run. I think he's gonna run some kind of like wellness retrieves that cost billions of dollars. The billionaires are gonna go there and get their grandkids' blood for Christmas.
Right.
Like those billionaires are doing now. They're doing the vampire treatment. I'm not lying. This is not fictional.
We talked about it on the last show. Check out our last
show with towards the end. We talk about like this billionaire guy, old man that gets blood from his 15-year-old grandson and his son as well, which is in his 50s.
Anyways, they take the blood of the young to stay young.
Kendall is gonna start some kind of high tech, living forever, kumbaya tech like wellness firm, and it's gonna be his thing. He's gonna start a new Peloton type of thing and cult and desert retreats with like sex cult, and he's gonna have a scandal because he can't control himself. He's probably gonna like screw everyone in the retrieve, and it's gonna be a huge scandal. And then Roman is gonna sell all the news to his sister and expose them because they are the kids of Logan Roy, and everybody's gonna be fighting forever, and it's gonna be the never-ending cycle of drama. That's what I imagine their future to be.
All right. Well, that's the next season of Succession, season 5.
Contact us to write it. I have a lot of ideas. We wrote it.
Okay.
Evie Matavelli, Dante Greco. Don't forget.
Yeah. Is there anything
What
else?
a picture is that? He looks.
Oh, yeah. This I forgot to mention. So this is after they wrapped the show, and it was that same night when they did the fun, like the three siblings
dinner
together with the blending up of the disgusting thing, meal fit for a king. And so they just kind of went crazy. They shaved Jeremy Strong's head.
Of course, he accepted because he's so intense, right? Brian Cox said he's too intense.
Yeah, but they had fun. They're having some champagne. They're having a good time. It was the wrap party. So, seminal TV show. It's over.
Kira Kukla sounds like a good time. It sounds like he's a fun guy.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
But he hates talking to people, right? And new people.
No, he'll talk to people. I mean, I came up to him with a camera. So he's just like,
he was with TMZ, so
I don't want to talk to you.
So the reason that he did is because he was working for TMZ. Is trying to get an interview out of him. It was a while ago, so you will not just go there and do that.
Oh no, I did that because I have a compulsion to approach people with camera. No.
Oh, that's his wife?
No. This is Elizabeth Holmes, Theranos, real quick. She starts her jail sentence tomorrow, celebrating her last Memorial Day. They could not push it back any further. And so this is it. Last Memorial Day as a free woman for the next 11 years. We'll be thinking about her. Who knows? I don't know if she's going to do interviews from prison. Maybe we'll try to get one with her. And I think that's pretty much it. I think we covered everything today. Okay, it's Memorial Day. Get out there, have a barbecue, have a beer, have some fun.
Have a hot dog.
Yeah, listen to some country music. I don't know, whatever you do out there. And we will see you again tomorrow or the next day. We appreciate it. And we'll leave you with some words from our former president, who is currently running for president as well.
He didn't go to prison.
Right
The
now.
Democrats were
That's right.
wrong.
Unlike Elizabeth Holmes, he is not in prison. Here he is.
He should be in prison.
Have a good life. We will see you soon.
Much love.
Thank you.
Love.
All right, Kanye.
So once again, thank you to my brother. Tell him your name again.
Dante Greco.
2 words. Made in America.
Dante, you're doing great.
I never anybody over in my life.
Listen, I want you to leave my good friend Ringo alone.
My pal, Hal.
Have a good day.